The winter wind cut through Daniel's thin jacket as he half ran, half carried his 7-year-old son into the hospital's sliding glass doors. Ethan's head rested heavily against his shoulder, his small body hot with fever, breath coming in shallow bursts. Daniel's arms ached from holding him, but he refused to let go. The fluorescent lights of the ER stung his tired eyes. His clothes still smelled faintly of motor oil and metal, dust from the garage where he'd just finished a double shift. Money was tight, always tight, but there was no time to think about bills now. Ethan whimpered softly and Daniel bent his head close. "It's okay, buddy. Daddy's got you," he murmured. The waiting room was crowded, families clutching clipboards, the low hum of coughs and murmured conversations, but Daniel sank into a plastic chair, holding Ethan close, rocking him slightly as if to chase away the fever with motion alone. Daniel was filling out a medical form when a sharp, confident sound echoed across the room, heels striking the polished tile. A woman's voice followed, low but commanding, speaking to a doctor in a tone that made even the nurses straighten up. Daniel didn't look up right away, but Ethan did. His fever-bright eyes locked on the tall figure in a navy blue suit. Her dark hair swept neatly into a chignon, a silver watch glinting under the lights. She carried herself like someone who belonged in every room she entered. Ethan tugged on his father's sleeve and whispered, his voice hoarse but certain, "Daddy, that's Mommy." The words hit Daniel like a blow. His pen froze mid-letter. Slowly he looked up and his chest tightened. It was her. Olivia. The woman who had walked out of their lives without a single explanation. Except now she wasn't the struggling young woman he'd loved. She was Olivia Bennett, the CEO of Bennett Medical, the very name printed across the hospital's main wing. Olivia was halfway down the corridor when the nurse called out, "Daniel Carter?" Her head turned at the sound, first curious, then startled. Her eyes found his face, and for a moment, time seemed to splinter. Then her gaze dropped to the boy in his arms. Her breath caught. "Ethan!" Daniel stood stiff, clutching his son as if the sight of her might somehow take him away. "He's sick. That's all that matters right now," he said, his voice low, edged with years of unanswered questions. For a second, the hospital noise faded. The sterile air was thick with things they hadn't said. Anger, loss, a love buried under time. Ethan lifted his head, his small hand reaching toward her. His cheeks were flushed, his voice weak but warm. "Hi, Mommy." The words hit Olivia harder than any boardroom battle. The strength in her posture faltered. Her shoulders softened and she knelt beside them, her hand trembling as it brushed Ethan's hair. Hours later, the fever had broken. Ethan slept peacefully in the pediatric ward, his breathing even. Daniel returned from speaking with the nurse and froze. Olivia was sitting at the bedside, a children's book open in her lap, her other hand lightly holding Ethan's. Her eyes met his. They were no longer the polished, unreadable eyes of a CEO. They were raw, vulnerable. "I didn't leave because I stopped loving him. Or you," she said quietly. "I thought I was protecting you both from something I couldn't face. But I was wrong." Daniel's jaw tightened. He didn't trust her words yet. Not after all the silence, but Ethan's small fingers had curled around both their hands, connecting them like a bridge neither had dared to cross in years. Daniel pulled up a chair. He didn't forgive her, not yet. But for now, they sat together, two parents, keeping watch over the boy who had unknowingly brought their worlds crashing back into the same room.